I got into real estate right out of high school when I was 18 or 19 years old. And I had no intention of getting into real estate. I never even thought about it growing up. Growing up, I wanted to be a police officer or, a psychologist at one point, or, some other random things. And real estate never even was considered. So how it happened was, I was in high school and I got my girlfriend at the time pregnant. And, I was going to go to college, but, I was in love with the girl at the time and I didn't want to leave my kid behind. So I decided not to go to college. And I decided to stay here in Austin, take care of my kid, and be with my girlfriend at the time. So I was really broke. I was in high school. My parents were really pissed off because I didn't go to college and I was already the black sheep of the family. I was selling drugs, smoking, drinking, all that stuff. And I was just a bad kid overall. And then, I'd been arrested and all that. So I couldn't really get a good job anywhere. I'm broke and I got a kid on the way and I'm not in college. So, it was a hard time. And then I was working at Goodwill because I couldn't get a job anywhere else. I was the door guy, the guy you give your stuff to that you don't want anymore. I was that guy. So I was taking donations and it was a slow day. And this lady, God, I wish I knew her name or remember what she looked like because she was the one who inspired me to get into real estate. I was just talking, I was just working there actually, and she was doing community service. I remember she got a DWI. She was there for one day doing community service there, and we were just talking, and I was like, oh, what do you do? And she was like, I do real estate. I'm like, oh, interesting. And she was like, you'd probably be really good at it if you're good at talking to people and you're personable, and if you're good at selling stuff, you'd be really good at it. You don't need a college degree. And that was it for me. I was like, oh, I could travel the world, be flexible. I don't have to have a 9 to 5, and I can make a crazy amount of money. Yeah, I'm in. So I asked her, I was like, so how much did you make? How much do you make? As any 18-year-old kid, like it's my first thought. How much do you make? So she told me on her last deal she made $70,000. And to me, that was just mind-blowing money at the time. So I was like, what? You made $70,000 on your last deal? And she was like, yeah. And I literally quit my job the next day. They're like, do you want to put in a 2-week notice? I was like, no, I'm not coming back. I'm going into real estate, So that's how I got into real estate.